All new tonight at 11, gun owners who have taken steps to treat their addiction and are in active recovery are getting denied concealed carry permits by the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office. And it's costing some of them thousands of dollars to fight the illegal denials in court.
And WCNC Charlotte's Nate Morabito discovered the Sheriff's Office has a long-standing system in place preventing people living in sobriety from legally concealing their guns when in public.
The law.
You can see that he's been shot up a few times.
Chris Cranston has found himself,
Let me get a couple of earplugs in here.
On all sides of it.
The Second Amendment's a great equalizer.
Throughout his life.
Unfortunately, I made some bad decisions when I was a teenager, and I lost my rights.
Which explains why.
Fire in the hole.
He's so fired up about protecting.
You ready for one more round?
His family and what the Constitution guarantees.
Everybody clear?
To be clear, some of his passion.
His property manager killed him and buried him in the desert.
Comes.
Shot him with a shotgun.
From pain.
Only brother. His birthday was the 7th. He would have been 50 years old.
In the years after his brother's murder, for his own protection, Cranston hired an attorney to restore his gun rights. But then the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office came knocking.
On Easter weekend, Saturday night, unannounced.
When you apply for a gun permit, you give the Sheriff's Office the right to review your mental health history. Under the law, if you're found to be an unlawful user of or addicted to any controlled substance, you cannot get a gun permit.
I had told him about some of the different things I was trying to use to get to sleep, and I told him I had tried the CBD.
Within Cranston's records, a nurse noted he smoked marijuana nightly more than a year prior. The basis for the Sheriff's Office to try and revoke his permits.
It was like, the tyrants are here.
His case is a snapshot of a broader problem. People misclassified by the Sheriff's Office. A WCNC Charlotte investigation found, in many other cases, people who sought treatment for addiction years and even decades ago are getting punished for their past, even though they're sober today.
This is every denial.
Denial records obtained by WCNC Charlotte show the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office has cited unlawful use or addiction as cause for denials in hundreds of cases spanning the last two sheriffs.
I see a pattern here.
Attorney Ron Shook has successfully fought the current sheriff on Second Amendment cases.
I only work with people that I'm convinced are going to be safe to the community.
He says several of those clients can't speak for themselves publicly because they attend Alcoholics Anonymous.
I have represented many individuals, including veterans, who are in recovery, have been in recovery for years, haven't touched a substance in years, and are still being denied.
This Sheriff's Office internal document makes it clear. If someone has attended AA, NA, or detox, no matter the year, employees should deny them.
This issue is a really personal one to me. My mother's an addict, and I grew up going to AA and playing with the children in the rooms, as we call them. So I understand addiction.
Not only does Shook believe in redemption, he says federal law supports that too, defining an addict as someone who's remained a habitual user endangering others or has lost the power of self-control.
Nate Morabito, WCNC Charlotte.
You know exactly
The never camera-shy sheriff initially refused to answer our questions on camera.
why I want to talk to you? I'm talking to you now.
So after weeks of trying to convince him otherwise, we let his office know, while not our preference, we intended to interview him in a public setting.
So tell me, why are you all consistently denying concealed carry permits
It is a process.
for people in active recovery?
It is a process of appeal process. They have a time to appeal.
It costs thousands of dollars to appeal.
That's a process.
So
It's a process.
you're putting the responsibility on those people.
No, that's the responsibility of their rights.
They are in active recovery, some people for 30 years, and you're denying them.
I deny them.
Your office is denying them. How is that fair?
Process of the judicial system. Process of the
But the
judicial
process
system.
starts with you.
Sheriff Gary McFadden told us his department's process is a carryover from past sheriffs.
The law defines an addict as a habitual user who endangers the public or has lost the power of self-control.
And insisted his office is always bound by the law.
I would grant people freedom if I could, but the law says differently.
I just read you the law.
Right.
If someone is not by law an addict, they should not have their concealed carry permit denied.
And if they don't agree with the process, they appeal it.
In a prior statement, the department noted every application is carefully evaluated as a unique set of data and pointed out less than 10% of concealed handgun permit denials are appealed and a vast majority are upheld. We found more than 20 cases since the sheriff took office where people appealed and judges overturned their denials.
The sheriff's decision was not a reasoned and reasonable decision.
Including in Chris Cranston's case.
The $7,000 paper.
That appeal cost him thousands of dollars. A judge found when it came to his rights,
I fought the law and I won.
the sheriff got it wrong, putting McFadden, not Cranston, on the other side of the law. Nate Morabito, WCNC Charlotte.
You can watch Nate's full unedited interview with Sheriff McFadden right now on our streaming platform WCNC Plus, which you can download on Apple TV, Fire TV, and Roku.